So normally when a channel has its first video, there's like a normal standard awkward introduction, but I really don't want to do that. So just try to pretend like this is my 58th video uploaded or something like that, and it's not the first video you're ever hearing me on. Also, I know my mic sucks, there's no need to comment it. Enjoy the video. So I think we all know that Milwaukee essentially blew the Hawks out in Game 5. And it wasn't their most dominant blowout of the playoffs or their whole season, but the way they did it was unique from any other win they had this season. And that was in large part due to Giannis being out for them and Trae Young being out for the Hawks on the other side. But to find out why they were so successful in Game 5, first we have to find out what they did wrong in Game 4. Quick disclaimer before I talk about Game 4. I'm only going to be showing the parts of the game after Giannis went out because that's when the Hawks really seized control. Even though they had a lead before Giannis went out, the game kind of looked like it was shifting tides before he went out. Regardless, let's get into Game 4. During the third quarter, the Hawks found a lot of success attacking Brook Lopez and the Bucks drop coverage on the pick and roll. Here we saw Brook Lopez was coming up a little bit higher than normal, stopping Lou Williams up top. But this did free up Capella for the rim run, which led to the lob pass, which was 2 easy points for Atlanta. And then going back the other way, for a lot of this quarter, with Giannis just abruptly being out of the game, Milwaukee's offense felt ISO heavy and rushed. Right here, early shot clock, Drew just fires up a tough three. Not the type of shots that they really want, especially with Giannis out of the game. You need better shots than that. Coming back the other way, one thing I saw a lot was Atlanta running these pin downs on Drew before they went into the actual pick and roll action, just to make it harder for him to recover onto Lou Williams. And this just creates basically another 2-on-1 action where Brook Lopez is responsible for both Capella and Lou Williams, and here he drops lower down, guards the lob pass from Capella, but allows a floater for Lou Williams. That's another easy 2 points for the Hawks. Here the Hawks try to get into another action, attacking Brook Lopez in the drop, and Middleton does a great job getting a steal from behind to stop them, but then he gets caught ball watching and the Hawks hit another easy shot. On this play, we just see the Bucks offense continue to be ISO heavy, very stagnant, not a lot of moving from the other players on the court. And right here, Bogey does a great job of being aggressive and getting up into Chris Middleton, while nobody on the court otherwise really moves, and it just winds up as a contested corner three, which is another miss for the Bucks. I'm pretty sure Chris Middleton was just going for the foul here, but overall this is just a terrible offensive possession. Then it leads into semi-transition for the Hawks, where they actually get a pretty open three, but Kevin Huerter can't knock it down. They get an offensive rebound, Bogey's wide open for three, and after that this game is essentially over. I think my main takeaways from Game 4 is just that the Hawks killed the drop coverage for a good majority of the third quarter while getting hot at the same time, and also the Bucks offense just wasn't ready to lose Giannis so abruptly. Now obviously things are different when you have multiple days to adjust to having to play without Giannis, so let's see how the Bucks are able to adjust and be so successful in Game 5. Once again, quick disclaimer, a lot of the things I'm going to talk about are only really possible for Milwaukee to do because Trae Young is out, so please refrain from leaving your comments about, oh my god, if Trae Young played, the Hawks would have won by 506 points. This video is so bad, please delete your channel. Please keep that on Twitter or somewhere else. I don't need it here. Thank you. So for my people that have watched the Bucks this postseason, you probably think you're dreaming right now. Yes, that is Brook Lopez switched onto the perimeter. I even put a giant black circle there so that you can see it. This was a huge adjustment made for Game 5 by the Bucks, and it's mainly because Trae Young wasn't there. There's nobody on the Hawks that can really punish these mismatches. And as you can see right here, Kevin Huerter attempts a step back three, bad shot, and the Bucks get the rebound. Once again on this play, the Bucks switch everything. Brook Lopez comes out to guard Lou Williams. Does a great job staying in front of him. Lou Williams just has to kick it out, and the Hawks offense slowly but surely begins to break down. Clint Capella post up, pass out to Bogey. Just nothing really there for them. Great defensive possession by the Bucks. And this exact turnaround the other way leads me into my next point. A huge point of emphasis for the Bucks in this game was getting out in transition and getting easy points. Stop the offense from stagnating as much as it did in Game 4. Now, if you remember what I said in Game 4 about the Bucks offense getting ISO heavy and other guys just standing around watching, this is quite literally the exact opposite of that. Drew notices that there's 4 players staring at Bobby Portis and takes the perfect opportunity to cut down the middle for an easy layup. And I think it goes without saying, but plays like these are so important when you're without your best player, because the last thing you want is your offense stagnating and not being able to generate easy layups like this. Well, I already touched on the extremely vague details of how Milwaukee got it done in Game 5. I thought it would only make sense to just devote a whole segment of this video to what Brook Lopez did, because he was probably the most impactful player for the Bucks in this game. So earlier I talked about how Brook Lopez switching onto the perimeter helped Milwaukee on the defensive end, but it also helped them on the offensive end. Here we can see, because he was already on the perimeter, he's so far ahead of the defense on the other end because he has these opportunities to get down the court for easy baskets. Next, I just want to talk about the way that Brook was used in the half-court sets. A lot of the times, and we also saw it in Game 4, Milwaukee's offense just has Brook stationed on the three-point line to give Giannis spacing, but I think that takes away from his ability to catch lobs and be a force in the paint. Here you see he's in the dunker spot, Drew drives, and this is just an easy lob as they come off of him to help. Normally when Brook is put on these positions out on the perimeter, he waits for the kick out for an open three, but here he notices that Drew is driving and drawing 3 defenders into the paint with him. He waits for the defenders to commit, and once he sees his opportunity, he times the dive cut perfectly and gets an easy dunk at the basket. Milwaukee runs the same set here. Drew drives inside. Brook recognizes the help defense coming, once again times the cut perfectly and gets another easy dunk to put them up by 20. Overall, my main takeaway from Game 5 is that the Bucks just made great adjustments perfectly suited to match their offense without Giannis and to guard the Hawks offense without Trae Young. I think Coach Bud deserves a lot of credit for the adjustments they made, because I know he gets a lot of crap about not making adjustments when they're needed. In all honesty, with the adjustments made and Trae Young still not being 100% yet, I think the Bucks will win Game 6. And I'm definitely not just saying that because I'm editing this after the results of Game 6, not at all. If you're a Bucks fan or just an NBA fan in general, I hope that you enjoyed this video to some capacity. Obviously this is my first video, so I'm not expecting it to be a cinematic masterpiece or anything like that, but I do plan on making another video at some point in the finals, so I would suggest subscribing if you want to see more soft-spoken, monotone NBA analysis. Also, follow me on Twitter if you want to keep up to date with my 3 a.m. tweets of agony every time the Thunder lose a game. Thanks for watching.